Welcome to Cullen Architecture and Design. This video is about how to choose your architect. Start by doing your research. Check the phone book for local listings under Architect, and then do a web search on those. Most architects display their work on websites, and their projects reflect their values and styles. Next, ask friends and colleagues. Listen to the most reputable, not the most well-known, and look for somebody local so you can easily contact them. Now, make a list of 5 that you want to talk to and schedule an appointment. Ask them if they do your kind of project first, however. If they don't, then thank them and move on. You don't want to waste their time or yours. Now it's time for the fun part, the interview. Here's a list of questions you should ask. You will want to know their schedule, their fees, and what contracts they will be using. You will also want to talk about your project style and their interpretation thereof. Let's break these down. Schedule. Remember, construction happens during the summer. If you hire an architect in the middle of summer, construction will begin the following spring. It takes 2 to 3 months for the appropriate drawings to be designed, drawn, and submitted to the state and city review. The review process can be another month. If you are in a hurry, some architects can expedite their process. Ask who will be doing the work, their contact information, and their work schedule. Let's talk budget and fees. Know your budget and tell your architect, because building is expensive. Architects know what you can get and at what cost. If you are over your head, they will tell you. The architect's fee typically will range between 6 and 15% of the construction cost, depending on scope and complexity. You can request a rate based on your construction cost, an hourly rate, or a fixed rate not to exceed so many dollars. Agreements and contracts. For sizable projects, an AIA contract will be used. This is an industry standard that protects both the owner and the architect. Read these contracts so you know what is included in the architect's services and what isn't. For small projects, a written agreement can be used. This should address fees, schedules, who is to do the work, what your project includes, and etc. Discussion with your architect will determine what you will sign. Only after an agreement or a contract is signed are you obligated. If you are unhappy with an architect's work, you can hire a different architect to complete the project. If you do this, you must first terminate the contract in writing, pay the original architect in full for his services rendered to date, and request the copyright to your design. During the interview process, you need to be discussing your project and its style. Do you want a beach house, a corporate headquarters, or perhaps a European castle? Tell your architect what you want and don't want. They will in turn ask you about different things you may or may not have thought about, such as materials, architectural inspirations, views of your property, function of the project, and LEED credentials, or in other words, going green. Your architect will talk about both aesthetics and the functional aspects of your project with you. This is because they're trying to fuse all the building requirements into a single wonder. If your architect, however, is asking only functional questions, then the design will be more functional than aesthetic. After your interview, take some time and decide, do you like this architect? Does she or he have the appropriate experience? And then write a few notes to yourself and go to your next interview. You're not obligated to anyone until you sign an agreement or contract. Once you've decided who your favorite is, schedule a second meeting. This is when you hire your architect and sign an agreement. This is also an opportunity to ask more questions and cover things you forgot in the first meeting. Your architect can then begin to work with you one-on-one. From here, your architect will guide you through the process of getting your project done. Don't hesitate to call and ask questions. Remember, your architect is your advocate. If something goes wrong, they have the expertise to deal with it. They will strive for the best product you can get within the bounds of your budget. You can rely on them to get your project done. Thank you for watching How to Choose Your Architect. Subscribe and stay posted for new videos.